Hey, I'm Andrew Gash, and this week I'm reviewing the Acer S271HL LED Monitor. Now at Audioholics, we've looked at a lot of televisions and projectors, but we're finding more and more that it's the flat panel monitor that's making its way into bedrooms and dorms across the country. Now, given the lightweight nature of these new flat panels and the ever-increasing quality with which they're made, it's no wonder that thousands of consumers are reaching for monitors instead of TVs. Now, as for this one, it's Acer's top-of-the-line S series model, which is to say their Slim series. This 27-inch monitor is just 3/4 inches thick for the most part until the base flares out around 1 3/8 inches. It's thin, and since it weighs just over 10 pounds, it's also very light, easy to move around if needed. Now, this is a 1080p display that boasts a 100 million to 1 contrast ratio. Yes, Acer seriously used that number. You see, back when displays were starting to boast a 100,000 to 1 contrast ratio, we'd joke about 100 million to 1. Apparently, Acer learned that to get an almost infinite contrast ratio number, you simply take the max light output divided by the lowest measurable value available in a display calibration device. So basically, according to our math, this 250 lumen output display was measured by a device that can measure 0.00000025 lumens. They might as well have said, our display can be turned off. Okay, so back to the specs that actually matter. This Acer monitor has a 5 millisecond response time, which is fast enough for most gaming applications, and there are VGA, DVI, and HDMI inputs, so you can connect it up to any source, be it a gaming system, Blu-ray player, or even a laptop. Acer includes a 3-year limited warranty too for those concerned about longevity. And Acer's been around a while, so the warranty is actually going to be worth something. Now, in viewing content on this display, we used every source imaginable. Xbox 360 games, they looked spectacular. We didn't notice any lag, even with rhythm games that are more sensitive to the potential delays in HDMI. Now, with Blu-ray movies such as Inception and Invictus, scenes that had a lot of dark tones didn't reveal banding, so gradations remained smooth. Bright scenes were dynamic, but on our test material we did see some clipping where the uppermost range of brighter content was lost. Now, calibration beyond brightness and contrast is pretty much non-existent for all but the analog input. And the menu system has us completely flummoxed until we realized that the menu itself was positioned such that the bottom-mounted buttons were referenced directly. Without this, and because there is no remote, the menu would be impossible to use. However, once we got used to it, it was simple to get around. The other thing we noticed was that the S271 clipped about 30 pixels from all sides, something we couldn't remedy with the user menu. So, what do we have? Well, Acer has produced a very attractive, decent quality 27-inch monitor for $305. That's actually a 30,500 penny to 1 ratio. It has the inputs to make it usable in a variety of applications, even more than one at a time. It's lightweight and super thin for display. In fact, there's not much to dislike, and after using it for a couple of weeks, we feel that it's a decent value, particularly if you'll get multi-purpose use out of it. You can buy cheaper displays, of course, but if you don't mind paying a little more for a thinner form factor, then this is one that you will want to look at. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, then, well, tell us. Leave a comment on our YouTube page or like us on Facebook.com/Audioholics. And if you want to do the digital equivalent of stalking us online, then of course you can follow us on Twitter at Audioholics Live.